Good morning, everyone. Today I will be presenting my two key learning points from the Defining Moments paper. So, my first key learning point was to try and help other people, but also understand that if those people aren't willing to make the necessary changes or improvements in themselves, that you have to think about what's best for the team and realize that the team always outweighs the individual. So my right versus right dilemma was similar to Peter Dario's and had to do with the golf program at Laverne. It was right before the fall 2017 golf season, and I moved into a house with four of my friends who were on the golf team. One of them was my closest friend. And shortly after, I found out I was uneligible to play, and I assumed a coaching position. And I had to talk to my best friend for sure and my other roommates like what this could mean for our relationship as friends. And we all seemed to be on the same page. And my closest friend, he expressed nothing but joy that I was still able to be a part of the team. So I didn't anticipate any, potential conflicts that would come so soon. But almost right away, we had professional, personal conflicts as friends and roommates, and we grew apart. I noticed he was checking out of golf, school even, and I tried to, ask him about these things and how he was doing, but he was very unresponsive. So I was like, all right, I need to, let him figure it out and just be here if he needs me. So fast forward to the spring season. It was our first practice round for our first tournament coming up, and I found out that my closest friend got really drunk the night before, which explained why he wasn't playing like himself. And one of the other players told me this, and I had no idea what to do. Um, excuse me. I was just, surprised, but not really. I was frozen. And unfortunately, I didn't make the decision to tell the head coach until after the golf tournament. So my hesitation, it affected our team's performance in the golf tournament. Another player could have been able to fill his spot in the lineup and perform better. And it also contradicted my personal and team values or personal and professional values of team and my personal value of friendship. Um, so I guess after the situation unfolded, the head coach talked to him and gave him, a harsh realization, but no other consequences came of it. So nothing really positive came out of the situation, and I feel like if I did, consider the team over the individual in that very moment, perhaps we could have had a better result at the tournament, and more disciplinary actions could have been taken. So it was a very enlightening experience, having to choose between one of my closest friends on the golf team who I played with for 2 years, and then, of course, the other players. And as much as I think I was a team player and always have been, that was a really eye-opening experience to realize like I didn't choose either. I was just frozen and didn't know who to really ask. So I'm glad I made the decision, but it's definitely helped me, shape my future career as a coach and realize that in any situation, I always have to consider the team over the individual. So my second key learning point is that to have an intention to perceive everything through a higher objective lens. So, I guess when I was a kid, I was a very angry, introverted young boy who would just express his anger in a variety of ways, whether it's physical, mental, poor self talk. But I would say more so in the last 5 years or since I left home, I've been able to reduce this bad habit of mine or alter how I manage my anger. And it's a habit that's still there today, but I've definitely been able to disguise it and even alter my responses to emotion invoking situations. So the way I've done that is I acknowledge the emotions, whether it's anger, happiness, sadness, and then I reflect and think, okay, why am I experiencing this? Is it because of a past personal experience? Has this happened before? And then once I realize, okay, this is why I'm having this emotional response, I just kind of disregard it, put it in the rearview mirror, and go back to thinking, okay, what is the objective way to think of this situation? So I also use this sort of thinking when I'm talking with my roommates. Both of them come home, complaining about this and that, and there's no good or like it's not good or bad. That's just how they're presenting their information. So before I would think, oh, like they're just being babies or whatever, but I have to acknowledge, okay, this is what their information is making me feel, but it really doesn't matter. A Shakespeare quote I've come to really like is, "There's nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so." So again, just getting back to the objectivity lens and really trying to perceive everything through that objective lens. Even the things that I do, whether it's going to school or staying up late, none of that is good or bad. So it helps bring me back to the present moment and realize, okay, right now I am sitting on a couch at home in Spirit River, talking to a phone and glancing over at my computer to present my 2 key learning points from my defining moments paper. I try to practice that almost every time if I start to feel, okay, what's going on? What am I doing? And just always bring myself back to the present moment by thinking through an objective lens. So thank you. I hope you all have a great last class and enjoy the month and a half between now and the fall term. See you soon.